Monster by Future. October 28th, 2014. 13th mixtape. Wow. 13 mixtapes. And it's after Honest, before DS2, the magnum opus. But you can definitely see where he's going with Monster, and it has some of his most famous songs, Codeine Crazy. Monster's sort of a big single for him, probably back then. I didn't listen to it when it came out because I wasn't really listening to music back then. It wasn't long ago, but I've sort of started somewhat recently, like 10th grade. But this project, Monster, not as good as DS2, but there's a lot here. It's not just a tape. You hear mixtape these days, and they're not forgettable. Well, obviously there are some that are forgettable, but Monster is probably one of the best mixtapes. Definitely Future's best. Beast Mode, Monster. It's hard to say. Yeah, that's a great introduction. Very concise. But yeah, this album is much more than just riffing on codeine, cough syrup, sort of. He doesn't even really mumble for most of the time. There's a lot of, similar themes of drug busting or drug cracking, seals, etc., adultery, whatever, just regular Future stuff, emotional tracks like Codeine Crazy, Throwaway. And it's not just the strongest songs, although it does show this is basically his star power. This is before he's sort of super big with songs like Mask Off, but he was big, but it shows the strength of his songwriting where he can put out a hit almost on a whim with songs like Codeine Crazy. When he focuses, he can definitely turn out a big hit, which is obviously why he's so famous. But there's a lot of good tracks on here too, besides that. So, first sort of the hits, Radical, Throwaway, and Codeine Crazy. My favorite out of the three is probably Throwaway or Radical. Maybe it's just Codeine Crazy. I'm trying to be not just say the best one, but probably Codeine Crazy is the best one. But I love Radical. I love the Radical, the chant, the fucking tribal chant. And it's sort of like a different vocal inflection. He can't totally set himself apart from Young Thug. Young Thug sort of he has the voice, he has the singing, and the wild inflections down to the point where Future can't really match him. But I honestly love Future's voice, obviously. That's a big part of his music is his voice, because a lot of times he's mumbling. If you don't like his voice, you're not going to like his mumbling. That's sort of the whole thing. It's not always about lyrics for him, obviously. But he does have good lyrics. And I think Radical, the low register sets him apart. And it's just an tribal chants I think should be used more than hip hop because they're interesting. I've listened to, and I haven't heard anything like it. I don't know why. I think you should do it again. The tribal chants on that track. And Throwaway and Codeine Crazy. Throwaway is decent. The beats on this tape are good. There's some standouts like Wesley Presley, Codeine Crazy. I like Hardly. Monster's weak as hell. That beat is trash. The melody is kind of trash. But I love obviously the refrain of that one. But Throwaway and Codeine Crazy. Throwaway, I like the beat switch. People way overdo the beat switch. Drake did it a lot on It's Reading This Too Late and other stuff. On Nothing Was the Same. And it's sort of become in mainstream hip hop a mainstay. And I don't agree with it. It's just all right, beat switch. Why don't you just make the beat more dynamic? But he does it is a good beat switch in Throwaway. And I love the refrain. It's just you can hear this. This is literally all of his emotional music is not even Codeine Crazy. I feel like it comes down to Throwaway, the going F that, nah, get it over with. Honestly, that line, it's and his delivery is very casual and not animated and not mumbly though. You know exactly what he's saying. But I think that's like, I don't know, there's something that sticks with that line, you know, on Throwaway. And it's sort of like this, obviously rappers all the time will be like, oh, you just like, you know, you're a pistol, you a throwaway, like I treat girls like pistols or whatever. I think I've heard that, like that exact line from like a couple times. Maybe it's not as unique as I think it is, but I do love the Throwaway, the switch. It gets really dark. Like his delivery, he does have that strength. Or just, I don't know, somehow he's just so emotive with his voice. Maybe it's because of the highs with the auto-tune. And it just contrasts so much with the, I don't know, it's unique to me. And Codeine Crazy's got, you know, the repeated, pour that bubbly, bubbly, packet seals or whatever. There's a lot of repetition of those similar, I don't know, like actions. It's like, it's really sort of vivid, like the mind state he's in. Like just like, and he can't use this on every song. He uses like this repetitive sort of ideas. I mean, a lot of trap is like that, but pour that bubbly. I don't know. Fuck it. That's a good one. But I think the Codeine Crazy, because that beat is so good from 808 Mafia, that the rest of the sort of moody ones like Gangland, Fetty, Mad Love, they're not like exactly the same. Or Showed Up, oh my god, like that beat is just like, and the refrain does nothing. So I mean, if the beat and the refrain aren't there, or hook, I mean the song's over. Like it's like, that's, I mean, whatever. Some songs that really stick out that I love are Wesley Presley and Tupac. Wesley Presley just has this really, I mean, the white girl with me like Elvis. And then the connection to Wesley Snipes. I forget what the I don't know a lot about Wesley Snipes, but there's some, because wasn't he sort of famous for, I love that refrain, like, white girl with me like Elvis. That's a good one. And the synth on that is crazy. It's like, it's super wacky, and I love that. I love that beat. And it's like, it's sort of mixed. Like, I like this project because it's not mixed like the utmost, like highest regard, like some of his recent stuff. Because he still, you know, maybe didn't spend as much time or much money on the studio sessions or whatever, or the mixing and mastering, but like that synth is just like so sharp, and then his voice is sort of mid in the mix, and then the bass isn't, it's not, I don't know, like the bass is underplayed, which I like that the synth just sticks out in the mix. Like the frequencies are not created equal in this track, but that's a great one. And one of my favorite lines, pocket full of bread like apostles. I don't know. there's not a lot of substance to most of his lyrics, but pocket full of bread like apostles, that's a good one. I fuck with that. And then Tupac, I love too. Like, I don't know, he sort of channeled, like, references being a rock star a lot, sort of, or just that mentality. Obviously, Tupac was not a rock star, but I think he channels Tupac's energy on this track. Bandana on my head like I'm Tupac. Two blocks. I like when he like sort of fakes the voice crack or whatever. Tupac is a good one, and Wesley Presley, that's a great one. And obviously, since his tape, I mean, his album and his tapes are sort of the same formula. Sort of like, what's the real difference between like the way DS2 is formulated versus Monster? I mean, DS2 is just like better tracks overall, but there's still tons. I mean, I mean, they're not tons, but like there's definitely throwaways. Throwaway, the song is not but the throwaways for me are after that in My Savages. I think My Savages, how does that one go? I don't remember. I just, like, it's super repetitive. The flow seems like recycled as hell, and the beat is not there. It's immediately gone. After that, Lil Wayne is the only feature, which somehow, you wouldn't think Future could hold his own, but he really does for every track. It's not, like, if you just took out, like, after that, Showed Up and My Savage, like, it doesn't get droll. I can listen to the whole project, and I want to hear what he has to say. He does have a lot of different vocal deliveries and effect, and switches from mumbling, and he does contrast. The track list isn't laid out perfectly. Codeine Crazy kind of needed to be the last song But maybe one of the moodier songs could have been the middle, like Throwaway could have been later on. The track list isn't perfected. It is a mixtape. But it's just like, oh, well, like, who do I have? Oh, I'll get Lil Wayne. I don't know. I love Lil Wayne. Like, a lot of the time he's quantity over quality. It doesn't add anything. Like, Future, Lil Wayne is dynamic, but he's not as dynamic as Future. Maybe that's insulting. I love Lil Wayne, but like in terms of like emotive songs and flows, they're all sort of taken from the same place with Lil Wayne. They don't mix well. I don't like hearing Future and Lil Wayne together. They don't mix well. It just seems sort of like now it's like Lil Baby, I'll just grab Gunna, or no. Well, they're sort of their styles mesh. What's a good example? Like Young Thug, I'll grab J. Cole. It's like they don't go together. It just doesn't. Their styles don't mix well. J. Cole, people love that sort of string a lot. The London, it's just like, I don't like his verse on London. It doesn't mix. I'm not gonna say he should stick to doing albums with no features. He should feature. He's, solid. Whatever. This is not a J. Cole diss video. This is fucking monster. Besides that, after that and My Savages, the hooks are boring and the beats aren't there. Some of the beats are really not there. Like Monster, like. It's like a simple synth line. It's not catchy. It's not. The mix is not there. It's not like Wesley Presley. I could hear another song that's like sort of like a carbon copy of Wesley Presley. Like that synth is awesome. Love that. Love the like sort of dance, like just dumbass like bedroom like first time producing a synth lead type shit. I love that on Wesley Presley. Yeah, it's a solid project. There are good hooks here. So there are obviously throwaways. It's Future, Showed Up, Mad Love. After that, Savages. Should have had no Lil Wayne feature. Should have had like a R&B singer or something, but maybe he just couldn't. Whatever. But it is important for his sort of progression towards the DS2, the 10 out of 10 best trap album. That's another video. That's got to be a whole another video. Best trap. But DS2 is definitely up there. There is undeniable personality. It's emotive. It's moody. It switches like that. There are good bars. There are catchy flows. It's all here. Honestly, this DS2 is the best, but this might be there for just like, this is Future. Like you absolutely need to listen to this. Monster is a must for Future fans, whatever. You can be, if you listen to Monster, you're a Future fan. Like, this is Future. This is him at the crossroads. Because older Future is less darker. I mean, this is like the point. This is the crossroads right here. Surprisingly consistent for a mixtape. In the end, I rate it 7.648,025. 6. 9. 2 out of 10.